Should be live now. See what happens.
You went live to Mixer, didn't you?
Yep, live.
No.
No, we're live.
There
We
go.
are live.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Man,
This is episode...
Cuphead was $20.
I know, great price. Episode 18.
A little too much for me.
What?
It doesn't get cheaper than that, Pete.
Jesus.
Wait, $19.99 is too much for you?
For me, yeah. Cuphead
And wait a
isn't
minute.
my kind
Wait a
of
minute.
game.
You can go to G2A and get it for $8.
Okay, that's a better price. That I would be willing to pay.
Jesus, man! Like you.
He's a hard man to please.
You are, no,
Dude,
you are like the PC gamer that everybody makes fun of.
You know what? I'm broke as fuck, so you know. I don't got $8 to spend on Cuphead.
Oh, come on,
I'm
man!
waiting
I actually
I'm waiting for.
I actually won a copy of Cuphead today. Well, actually, I own it, and I was actually in a podcast party chat thing, or a podcast thing on Mixer or whatever, and they were giving away a copy of Cuphead, and it was only me and another guy that was actually commenting in the thing, so they were going to give it to one of us, and I was like, well, just give it to that dude over there. You know, he's you know, I'm in a
You already
giving
have
mood.
it.
Yeah, I didn't mention that, but I mean, I was like, I'm in a giving mood. I'm going to give it to him. And then so they gave it to him, and he's happy. And all of a sudden, the guy goes, here's a code especially for you, Rambo. And I was like, oh, shit. I didn't expect that. So now I have a code for Cuphead on Xbox One, Windows 10.
Oh, shit, son. Wait, if we got that for Xbox One, it comes to Windows 10?
Yep, it's play
Yeah.
anywhere.
Oh, my
That
God.
was the whole point of that thing, right?
Well, not every
Game.
single one of their games are like that.
No,
That's
but
Every
I would
single
es-
exclusive.
but I
this
would
is- this is
especially
a
think that-
temporary exclusive, though.
Yeah,
No,
but
no,
Cuphead's
it's
such a
Cuphead's
it's
a
an indie
full-on.
game.
Cuphead's a full-on exclusive for Xbox.
Is it really? I thought it was. Gonna
Yeah,
come-
it's not.
Oh.
No, it's not coming to PS4.
Oh, I thought it
Well,
would.
for now.
No, at all.
At all? Really?
At all. They've already announced that there's no plans to come to PS4.
Wow.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought that was a PS4 multiplat coming out too. I thought.
No, that one's a full-on exclusive.
Well, shit. Hey, you guys in the chat, let me know if the sound is too high for you for the game. I try to turn it down so that way it doesn't blow your ears out.
Are you gonna be playing Cuphead?
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
Does it have copyright music in it?
Huh?
Is this swing music like copyright?
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Well,
See,
fuck
that's
it.
such bullshit. That should
I would if I was you, I would turn the music off because
Yeah, I mean, I turn music off on most games anyway, but still,
if you're gonna
like,
stream it, because I mean,
Here, I'll mute the. There you go.
if the stupid shit from the Fallout radios can be copyrighted, that thing's gonna be copyrighted for sure.
such bullshit. So, dude,
And
we're streaming
some
the game.
some asshole composer that wrote these songs back in 1930 be like, I want that. I know you only made 25 cents off of it, but I want it.
Jesus.
So,
Silliness.
Pete, you were saying before we went live about your first gay experience?
Shut up.
I believe it involved a vape pen.
And
I believe it did
simulations.
involve Geek Essentials.
What the fuck,
Oh, people live in Sacramento.
I never lived in Sacramento, but close to Sacramento.
They're close
Close.
enough.
Close enough.
Close enough where my dick could still reach. Let's just put it that way.
Well, shit, that's millimeters, man.
You guys are assholes. Absolute assholes.
Just
Yeah.
now,
I need to start licking. Oh, can I talk?
just now learning this.
No.
Start licking what?
I need to start letting someone else pick my goddamn friends.
You need to start licking what?
I'm just gonna drink my beer and shut up.
You know that Xbox now for the Alpha members has game gifting.
They what now?
Oh my god.
For Alpha preview members, which would be me, you can actually gift games now.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm just actually wondering, like, when somebody's going to send me a game.
I mean, they've got gifting on Steam too, so what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Nobody's ever sent me one on Steam.
By the
either,
way, so GoGet just said this in the chat, but Fallout 1 is free on until midnight tonight.
Wait, the very
And
first one?
also,
Rajik
yeah,
did.
the very first, or yeah, Rajik. And I just got there are 2 collections: the Thief collection and the Fear collection are both on sale for like 13 something each.
That's too much.
For fucking 4 games each plus DLCs. That's a pretty good
too
price.
Too
Oh, that's
much.
a pretty good price. And I only have the like 1, 2 of Fear and 1, 2, and 3 of Thief on disc, and I think I've lost a couple of each. So I said, "Fuck it, I'd like to complete my collection."
Twitter took my white privilege away.
They ban you?
No, they took away.
No.
No, they took away his 240 character limit.
Oh,
Yeah, they put me back down to 140 characters because I pissed somebody off today.
Good job, Rambo.
You guys,
and you wonder why I refuse to get a Twitter. This is fucking why. I just will not participate in this fucking bullshit.
So you guys, I was gonna reenact the whole beginning part of the Takashi thing, but like, I felt like everybody else. No, I didn't want to do it again. God damn it. I felt like everybody else has kind of done it too
Play
many
the
times.
tutorial
Yeah.
crappy.
Yeah. I was starting to, then I was like, nah, everybody else has done it already.
Oh, is the tutorial like super hard?
It's as hard as Dark Souls.
Oh shit.
Apparently.
Rajik, I thought it was 30 minutes. Wasn't it 30 minutes he took?
It was 26 minutes for him to
Finish
pass
first
the
level.
tutorial and part of the first level.
Yeah.
So it was about maybe 10 to 15 minutes for the actual tutorial.
Dude, this is
'Cause
like
we all-
Mario
I mean, that's
on the
it.
SNES.
Right? This
Yeah.
is badass.
And somebody responded to me today, and I think it was Yamanox. I'm not sure, but I think he said that reading Polygon is like reading the Dark Souls of journalism.
Mhm.
Like he said, he can't make it to an article without closing out of it. I was like, that's like one of the best Dark Souls references. So
But hey, we need to stop fetishizing skill. It's not like you have to be good at games or like games or, even be competent at games, be a games journalist. That's prioritizing meritocracy, and as we all know, that's racist.
oh wow. Somebody like showed screenshots of CNN's headlines, and on CNN Media it says like on September 20th at 6:21 Eastern they wrote an article that says NFL ratings are down again this season. Is it time to panic yet? And then on September 26, 2017 it says Trump says NFL ratings are way down. That's not completely true.
Yeah. I love those little CNN
like-
Trump tweet juxtapositions. They're always fantastic.
I'm like, dear God, like, do y'all not like talk about like what y'all freaking write?
Did you see the one right after he said that bad stuff is happening in Sweden? And all of the, BuzzFeed and CNN and all of them were just like, oh, Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. There's nothing happening in Sweden. And then literally, an hour later, it was like, a grenade attack and buildings on fire and, dozens of people dead in Sweden.
Jeez.
It's horrible to laugh at this kind of shit, but it's like,
They'll
my
do whatever it
God.
takes, man.
Right?
They will do whatever.
You
it
guys,
takes.
I just got my first achievement for the week that wasn't rare.
Oh boy.
That's something. That means people are actually buying
Watch
this
out.
game, right? That means people are actually
Trump
supporting
could
it?
say the sky is blue. And I'll bet you these motherfuckers would be like, no, it's red.
Yeah.
Trump doesn't know what
The
he's
sun
talking
is
about.
setting, so it's not blue right now, sir.
Huh?
Right?
They were like, it's not completely true. Because right now, during the time, it's really actually kind of black. But hey.
or looking at the PolitiFact or the Snopes scorecard for Trump versus Hillary, they will count, like they'll take something that Trump says and it's like 95% true, and they'll say, well, it's not entirely true, and they'll do like 3 or 4 different, like, I don't know, bullet points or you know, inserts into the thing for the same exact story. And they'll say, oh, well, he said 19 things that are untrue. It's like, well, yeah, you counted 3 of them 5 times each, stupid fucks. And then Hillary will say something, you know, that's like almost completely untrue, and they'll mark it as like mostly true. Oh, it's fucking ridiculous.
I got my white privilege back. It was a mistake. They pulled it from me by mistake.
Oh, you're 200. How do I get my white privilege? I still can't figure out how to do it.
I don't know, man. All of a sudden, like, I was typing one day, like, whenever I saw this stupid thing that says character, you know, the character limit's been raised, and I was typing on my phone, and I was like, because I hadn't, you know, of course it has an update on your phone, but it was like 140 characters still, and I was like, well, shit, you know, I didn't get in it, you know, and so I was typing on my computer, and, like, I was noticing instead of, like, that little character count at the bottom, there's, like, a little circle. And I was like, well, what's this? So I just kept typing. And I just kept on trying to type. And I was like, shit, I can type a paragraph. And so I went and updated my app. And I was like, sure enough, man, I am one of the lucky ones that they chose for the white privilege cards. And now they took it away from me at first. Because I told somebody he needed to go look for his balls. But they gave it back to me. Well, he reported 7th. This guy reported 7th level for saying that he was being the guy. Said the guy was being autistic for the way he was acting or whatever, and so he reported that tweet, and 7th got banned.
Damn it.
Well, banned from Twitter
or suspended from Twitter, yeah, for 12 hours. And so I went off on the guy and told him that, you know, we all know now that your balls haven't dropped. You might want to go check on them. And I guess he reported me, and they took it away from me, but they gave it back to me, I guess.
Jesus.
Oh, man. The day in the life of Rambo.
Yes, now I'm back.
I'm going to see
now
if
I
my
can
Twitter
tell
has
people.
an update.
Wait, what was that?
Oh, fuck. Oh, just getting my ass kicked. That's all.
Dude. Avoid those fucking... Oh.
I love
Horrible.
the art style, dude. This art style is awesome.
Very old school cartoon.
Yeah, I love it.
Like, not quite Tom and Jerry, but similar.
Oh, wow. Wow.
What?
Okay, so remember whenever they said that using black emojis and black GIFs were digital blackface?
Yeah.
Well, now the same people are writing an article that says we tend to empathize with our online avatars, so it's time to get rid of white emojis because we can't empathize with white.
If leftists didn't have double standards, they wouldn't have any standards at all.
Jesus Christ. What is wrong with people?
But they're not racist against white people, guys.
What's funny is it's
just
a
a
white
myth.
freaking, it's a white lady that's writing the article.
Yep. Just hoping her virtue signal will make all the
Outshine-
make all the brown people in her life just love and adore her. God, it's so stupid.
This is getting out of hand, man. Like,
How stupid can people get? That's gonna be the new question. How dumb can you be, and where that would be acceptable to be in today's day and age?
apparently you can go pretty full on retard these days.
Oh, you can go full potato. In fact, it's almost required if you want to be accepted within the social justice circles.
It's a requirement. Must not be able to read past the 6th grade reading level.
Right? Well, because if you could, you'd know that Marx is full of shit.
So is Cuphead just boss fights?
No.
No, it just like they're short levels, and then you get to a boss fight. From what I can gather.
Black student group complains Ivy League school is letting in many African students.
Huh?
Yep.
They're real Africans?
Yeah, that's the thing.
America black people don't like
African African black people don't like black Americans either. Yeah. And that's the thing that in America, on the whole, in general, African blacks do better in business and school than American blacks do.
Nope.
But they're not counted separately. It's just, you know, their affirmative action quotas. It's just black. It's not American black or African black. It's black. So a lot of the quote unquote black lots in this school are going African, and so they say not enough American blacks are being let in. Best timeline ever.
They just roll them all up into blacks. No African, no American, just black.
Black Students United, Christ, takes issue with the fact that there are more African and Caribbean students on campus compared to black students.
They're all brown.
They want the college to pay more attention to black students whose families have been affected by years of white supremacy.
Wait a minute. This guy, it says, this kid walked into a GameStop wearing a Kaepernick jersey, and 2 Redskin running backs bought him an Xbox. But they bought him a fucking pre-owned.
GameStop probably talked him into that. Don't blame it on the...
I was like, how the hell do these NFL running backs not... I mean,
oh my god.
Don't you get a better warranty with... Don't you get better warranty with the pre-owned anyway? I thought you could.
No.
Used to be you could, right?
Not at GameStop.
I could have swore when my girl worked, when my ex worked there, because you could get an in-store replacement warranty with the used stuff that you couldn't get with the new stuff.
Yeah.
So, you still got a warranty with new, but you had to send it to Microsoft or Sony or whatever.
No, they actually have a warranty you can buy through them that you can just walk. If you have a problem with your...
I thought it was I thought a certain amount of time was included with the pre-owned stuff, though. I mean, I could be right. It's been forever. It's been forever since I've shopped at GameStop.
You have a 30-day window with used consoles. And then if you can buy an extended warranty through them that just replaces it with another used one. But it's the same extended warranty that you buy with the new one. That basically, instead of mailing it off to like PlayStation or Xbox, you could just walk in there and pick up another new one.
Oh fuck! I am getting my ass beat. Man, so let's talk about the football player. Like, you were telling me about that before we watched.
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. Ramble's got something to talk about, you guys. It's pretty fucked up, actually.
Yeah, there was the Seattle Seahawks was in Las Vegas during an active shooter in one of the casinos that I guess was originally came out and said that he was racially profiled and had the white officer had a gun to the back of his head talking about if he says anything more, he's going to shoot, kill him or whatever. And the video came out today. The Las Vegas Police Department did release the video from the casino and from the officers. From the casino, you actually see the football player, Bennett, crouched like in the crouching position, and then when the police are actually walking the main floor of the casino, he darts across the main floor of the casino and out the side door, and tries to run from the casino. So they gave chase, and the people that gave chase, no white officers. They were actually 2 Hispanics and 1 black officer. They get him, put him in handcuffs, and he's asking, "What did I do? What do I do? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing." Put him in the opposite car, walked off, and I guess cleared the scene. Came back to him, and told him basically, you were put here because we had to figure out what was going on. We had no time to talk to you to figure out if it was you or not. We had to just go clear the scene and make sure the active shooter wasn't you.
Yeah, sort it all out later.
And he said that it doesn't matter who you are. We've got to make sure that the situation's clear before we spend time out here talking to you, because you took off running. You're the one who chose to run, so now you've made us waste time talking. Putting you here. So he didn't. He was held at gunpoint. Obviously, he was stopped at gunpoint, arrested, but they never put it to the back of his head. There was never a "I'm going to shoot you if you talk" or anything like that. It was
He certainly wasn't really arrested,
and no racial profiling, nothing like that. They basically just explained it to him. He didn't even have his ID on him. They even checked his picture through looking up Michael Bennett for the Seattle Seahawks. Looked at the picture of him, put it up next to him, and let him go on that thing like that. So my thought is that he came out and publicly said the Las Vegas Police Department racially profiled them. The media ran with it. They started slamming that, even giving more fuel to the fire of Kaepernick's cause. And now all these NFL players pretend cause that they're having. But now that the truth has come out, I have yet to see any of these news outlets or even that football player come out and apologize to the Las Vegas Police Department. And I think that there should be some sort of penalty or some sort of punishment for that football player for pretty much publicly making a false statement about the police. Actually, I guess brandishing the Las Vegas Police Department in a negative light. I think that's actually like the internet terms of slander.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, he lied about the officers that were interacting with him. I mean, shit. He could have started a riot that got those officers killed or something.
Yeah. And so I think I think something needs to be done, because I think that, he was, of course, the media isn't going to cover it as strongly as what they did with the other, because of the fact that it doesn't fit the narrative. But there's got to be some out there that actually care about the truth.
It's almost like black people want immunity to the cops because they're black.
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least Black Lives Matter in them, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to fit it into 280 characters.
Let me rephrase that.
I'm trying to figure out how to fit it into 280 characters now that I got my God tweet. And, but I want to put out there that, blacks last year made up for 50% of the murders in the United States. White people made up for less than half of the murders in the United States. So therefore, there would be more interactions based on that with black people than there would be with white people. However, more white people were shot by the cops last year than black people.
Well, per stop made.
Well, no, not even just that. I'm just talking about in general. There was more white people shot by cops last year than there were black people, but black people made up for more than half of the murders in the United States last year. And so therefore, if there's any sort of, obviously I'm not saying there's racial profiling in white people, but if you want to try to pull a case off of the way the police killed people as of racial profiling,
yeah,
then it would be based on,
if anybody, it would be white people.
White people, and you can say, well, hey, there's 20 times more white people than there is black people in America. Sure, but
they're not committing the same proportion.
They're not committing the same amount of crimes as black people. So that's what I mean. So that means that they're being shot in even a more alarming proportion.
Yeah, it's. Ugh.
So I got to figure out a way to fit that into 280 characters. And code name. I can't tonight, obviously, because I'm, on the cast. But yeah, I will definitely team up with y'all. I've been trying to play it, but I do good with, like, whenever I figured out, like, the way to do good is, like, basically to drop in an area where nobody's at, get all the weapons, and then just basically run around until time runs out. Because it never fails. Like, if I get into a firefight with somebody, they always have a purple gun and I have a white gun. And it never works out for me. So
We need to start tweeting about that. White guns don't matter. Is that what it is?
only purple guns matter.
Hashtag Black Rifles Matter.
My son teamed up with some randoms. I don't know why, but he teamed up with some randoms, and they were all together. And he found the purple and green guns, and they were stuck with white guns. So they turned around and killed him and took all of his guns. I was like, why would you team up with randoms in a game that survived to the end?
People
Like, well, I
get
don't know.
desperate sometimes, there's no friends on, they want to play, they need a group.
It's like you can play solo though.
Peer pressure, man.
You know what?
I'd rather play solo.
That's a good one. That is a good one, Alan Ray.
I did see that one today.
So
yeah,
did
it
I.
was
I just
hilarious.
watched that. That shit was awesome. Like how
Yeah.
Steven
I didn't
Crowder,
see that.
fucking dude, Steven Crowder.
Oh, it was great.
Infiltrated
The
Antifa.
Antifa people are talking about, like, they're handing out weapons to everybody. They're talking about how nobody's going to be able to handle them because, they're not going to be expecting their
They were
tactics.
talking a very big game.
Yeah. And then so they go to the police happily accepted the footage that they got, but there were several news agencies, including I believe CNN.
Even Fox
Or maybe-
refused to.
Yeah, and they all
anything.
refused to even look at the footage. And he asked them all, he's like, guys, I've got footage of Antifa admitting about initiating violence, going to these events with the intention of escalating things and initiating violence. And not one of them even gave shits about it.
Wow.
Yep. Dude, I mean, if anybody most people who have kept up on this kind of stuff, they've known this for a good long time. But for the rest of the normies not in the know, I mean, yeah, this is blatant, black and white. There it is. The news agencies that are supposed to tell the truth to people are ignoring evidence purposefully. They are being handed evidence, and they are specifically and purposefully saying, no thanks, we'd rather not.
Yep. And he, like, the head of Fox News was at the site.
Yep.
And Steven Crowder was shaking his hand trying to talk to him, and the guy wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I like watching Steven Crowder. Even if you don't agree with everything he says, I mean, smart guy, and he's not afraid to.
Dude, he
I
may
swear
not
to
be
God.
perfect, but fucking, he's more reliable than most of them.
Yeah, I mean, right here, he was a better journalist than any of the journalists that were there.
Are you talking about the video that says Undercover Antifa Fallout Ben Shapiro interview?
That's the interview he did with Ben Shapiro afterwards, but that's not the actual one of Antifa.
Okay, so the one that says Undercover and Antifa, their tactics and media support.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
fucked.
worth a watch.
It is fucked. Like, he literally, like, he has his producer dress up like an emo kid to go into
And
this
he
thing.
totally looks the part, too, with that wig. He totally looks like a fucking, an emo-ass skinny jeans wearing fucking...
Gotta
Oh,
kill
dude,
himself
yeah.
anytime now.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Fucking not gay, Jared.
Yo, that shit was funny, though. Like, honestly. Like, that shit, like...
Yeah, he's hilarious. That's why I love watching him. He's a smart guy.
And he was...
He
I
does
guess
his
he was
research.
with them for a while. Like, he was actually with
Yeah,
them for a good minute.
Yeah, they probably spent months on this, Oh, and there was a secret, like, encrypted like text messaging program that they were using to communicate with each other that, like somehow, you know, you can't like crack it or anything, so the cops can't see any of the, you know, like Facebook will actually send your direct messages to the cops if you talk about anything illegal. But they were all using weird secret. I never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's
some weird shit going on.
Yeah, but the police had that they were like I guess they were watching them for a while. They were investigating them, and like it just so happened to be the very group that he was infiltrating. Talk about chance, dude. That was pretty good.
Well, Antifa was officially declared a terrorist organization by somebody. I can't remember who.
Oh, good.
I don't know if it was a government agency or if it was just one of the. I know wasn't like the ACLU or anything because they're doubling down. But so I remember reading that somebody did. Somebody did.
Okay. Antifa declared a terrorist organization. U.S. security agencies label group domestic terrorists.
That's what it was. I think it was like FBI and shit.
The Department of Homeland Security has reportedly been warning about growing threat of violence between left-wing anarchists and right-wing nationalists since early 2016. U.S. security officials have classified the left-wing group Antifa as domestic terrorists, confidential documents have revealed.
There are still some sanity left in the world. Not much, but some.
That's exactly how I look at it, dude. Shows
not much at all, man. Not much at all.
No, not much. But there's hope. There's a chance.
I've given up hope, man.
As long as I've got my 12 gauge, there's hope.
You know, who would have thought that you'd be thanking the federal government for actually doing something? Am I right?
Yeah. When did we start? When did it start that we had to thank the federal government to do their job? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that it's a surprise that they did. Like, oh hey, the feds actually did something right. Cool.
Wallop.
It's like, oh, federal government, thank you. They're like, what? Don't you hate us? Not today.
It was by accident.
We are the bipolar citizens.
Sorry, we won't make that mistake again.
Right? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I thought. Terrible. I mean, I thought that shit was like crazy to hear that the federal government's like kind of like, yo, these guys are assholes, and we've all been saying they're assholes
for a decade,
and now they're kind of like, yeah, we see what you're talking about. You know, to see the federal government step up before our own Congress does is weird.
Well, it's cell phone camera stuff. I mean, if this was 15, 20 years ago, they might be able to get away with it still. But with all the cameras around, like, no, dude, we see what happens at Trump rallies and at Antifa protests and, you know, shit like that. You can't hide it. You can't say that, oh, no, it was just, you know, it was the other side starting. No, we saw the video. It was these little fucking black-clad dollar store ninjas taking, you know, hiding behind chicks and then, you know, hopping out and taking pot shots at people and then running back and shit. They are the ones starting the violence.
With the Ben Shapiro and the free speech event at Berkeley, violence was way down. Now that Berkeley police basically said that anybody with a mask would be arrested.
Yeah, they said fuck the who was it? The police chief and the mayor, because the mayor is a straight up member of By Any Means Necessary, and I think the police chief is, you know, they belongs to some Antifa Facebook group or something, and they've ordered the Berkeley police to stand down numerous times. Yeah. I guess they'd said, fuck that, we're not doing it this time, bitch.
Good.
Yep.
Like I said, there's hope. It's not a lot, but there is some.
Bro, I think it's funny that, like I said, all these years since I was a kid, it was always about fuck the feds, Federal government's corrupt, and they were for the longest time.
They still are, kind
But
of.
I think this is one of those situations where it's like, an enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well, that's the thing. Trump is actually trying to do what he promised. He's trying to drain the swamp and get rid of as many of these fucking... God, they're embedded fucking fucksticks. You know, with ungodly high salaries, you know, guaranteed pensions, shit like that. And we got to get rid of them all, and it's hard because they're entrenched and they've all got friends and they've all got, you know, dirt on each other or however they fucking work it.
Which is weird.
Remember when Rise of the Tomb Raider was announced by like Phil Spencer at E3 or whatever, and then like the whole conversation of is it coming to PS4 and when is it coming to PS4? Like we went like 3 months without getting an answer.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they said, "Oh, well, it's a 1-year exclusivity." Well, everybody thought that, you know, PUBG after Gamescom, everybody was like, "Oh, PUBG's exclusive. PUBG's exclusive," and we're like, "No, it's time exclusive." Oh, I can bullshit, but well, you know, whatever. Well, now PUBG actually has came out that they have been in talks with Sony to bring the game to PS4 as quickly as soon as it releases on Xbox. So it seems like that they're getting the help from Xbox to launch it on there, but then basically just going to port that game over to PS4. But I think that the rise of the Fortnite has prompted them to speed things up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, possible.
Well, people were thinking that it was, I mean, even crap gamers now, I saw a tweet from him where he was basically saying that it's probably going to be a year or 2 years, you know, down the road before PUBG hits PS4. And I'm like, dude, the thing said, as soon as it launches on Xbox One, we're, you know, in talks with launching it on PS4. They're not going to wait a year or two for another like Fortnite to gain more popularity, or GTA 5 to put Battle Royale and make it popular on PS4 before PUBG launches and be able to grab some of that money. And there's no time limit with Xbox's deal with them, so yeah, that's not happening. But my question is why? I mean, I understand, like with PUBG, I don't think Microsoft nor Sony have enough money to lock down that game because of how popular.
Not with how popular it got in the beginning. Yeah, he got too many whatever, you know, early access sales.
Yeah, he's already sold more. He's already broke the record on Xbox or on PC for sales.
Yeah, if it hadn't have sold as well, then they might have. You know, they might have been able to say, hey, you know, we'll give you this extra cash.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has too much to spare, and he can make whatever deal he wants with them.
Well, the company Bluehole that he partnered with, PUBG partnered with, it's worth $4.8 billion, and that is up five times the amount that it was worth before they signed with PUBG.
Yeah.
So that right there tells you that PUBG is probably worth about maybe $2 billion, $3 billion.
Yep.
And so that means that Microsoft would actually have to pay out more money than what they did for Minecraft just to secure the exclusivity of that game.
And as of lately, you're seeing how that's working out for them.
Well, yeah, they didn't even really get it. Really,
people have had to rebuy Minecraft.
Dude,
yeah.
It is a fucking catastrophe. I logged into my Minecraft account the other day on Xbox. You gotta say, I was bitching about my shit was gone. Like all the DLC I bought.
What? Wait a minute. What? Okay, what?
Yo, my shit for the most part, like all the stuff that I bought is gone.
Oh, you better tell me you got it back.
I've only got 3 or 4 of the things that I purchased.
Fuck that, because I bought everything, every single bit of DLC that Minecraft is offered on Xbox, I bought it.
Do you still
So-
have it?
I don't know. I don't have an Xbox until next week. So
What? Didn't you just buy one not so long ago?
I got rid of it. I got bored with it.
Damn, bro.
Then stop buying them, dude.
God.
Well, no, I'm gonna buy one next week.
The
so I can
next
play
time
Cuphead.
you feel like you want to get rid of it, just mail it to me. All right?
so I can play Cuphead, and then I'm
Can't
gonna
play
give it.
Cuphead on your PC.
No, because I don't have a GPU.
Bruh,
Nobody's sending me a damn GPU.
I will fucking okay. I've got a GPU for you. I will send you. All right. It's a shitty one, but it will play Cuphead. I do believe. It doesn't. It's like
Damn.
it's like a 50-something hundred AMD that doesn't even have
you're
a
gonna give me a
fan.
fucking heater, man.
No, it doesn't even have a fan. It's just got a heat.
Yeah,
it's
you're
one
gonna
of
give me a
the-
fucking heater.
It's a teeny tiny, mini card. I was just gonna use it for my second, for my TV, but it didn't end up. There was a conflict.
No, go
with the
ahead. Go ahead and
drivers.
keep it because I'm gonna actually buy the Xbox One for next week, and then when I get my X in November, I'm just gonna give the S to my son.
All right. Say so.
I can
But
be your
thank you
son.
though.
I'm gonna put $20 down. Then in a couple of weeks, you're gonna have sold that one and bought another one again or some shit.
No,
You
'cause
pick
Cuphead
one,
looks like-
dude. If you want an Xbox, just buy an Xbox. If you don't want an Xbox, then don't buy an Xbox. But Jesus, man, keep buying them and selling them.
Well, the
that's
reason
just-
why I ended up having to do that is because we were running very super low on money, and like my wife doesn't get paid. Like her first paycheck is this coming Friday, and so we needed the money to be able to last till we get paid to be able
You
to
don't
do
got a
the,
kidney or nothing?
I've tried that, man. I've tried there's not even a sperm bank around here. Because Lord knows we need
I don't
more
think
me
most
running
sperm
around.
banks actually pay you.
They do.
Most of them, like for just
Yeah.
for random ass people, I thought
Yeah,
you had to
they
get like
do.
tested and shit like that.
I'd get tested. I'd
would
do
you
whatever
pass?
it takes. Yes, I pass all my tests.
What if they give you an IQ test?
I'm in Mensa, man.
I don't know. I don't see Rambo's sperm going for much.
Man, we need more Rambos out there.
So when it comes, you're filling out this form, right, and then it goes to career. Well, I run a gaming website, kinda. Right? They're just gonna. Who
No,
the
as
fuck
soon
is
as I put-
Rambo's corner? Why would anybody want his sperm?
As
Get
soon
the
as I
fuck
put on
outta
there
here.
co-host of the Game Talk podcast, you're gonna be like, dude, that is on the top of the line.
That's some $1,000 a gram shit right there.
They sell sperm by the gram? I don't think so, Pete.
I have no idea.
No, you're thinking
That would be
drugs.
amazing.
That'd be a lot of fucking sperm, I think. wouldn't
How
it?
would they sell it though? I mean, what by
I
the
don't,
by the
man, I don't
milliliter?
know.
By the
I don't
turkey
ask-
baster.
You could ask Stainer and Brim there. I'm sure they know.
I don't donate I donate it to my wife.
Yeah, I was gonna say I donate, but it's not to a bank.
Well,
Well, I mean, it's still
technically,
kind
she's
of
not
a bank.
I was just gonna say that.
So, like, if I fuck her and she goes to the bank within 2 days, because sperm can live in a female for 2 days or whatever.
No, it's over a
technically
week, I believe.
Technically, I came in a bank. I mean,
Yamanox, yes. It's not just Minecraft UWP. It's just UWP in general.
No. Fuck.
here, I'm gonna go grab a beer. You want one?
Okay, so wait a minute. Brimstone's gonna be pulling a PewDiePie here shortly.
Right. And all
Stupid
over
nigga.
Cuphead too. He's no better than whatever that fuck that dude's name is.
Minecraft not Minecraft, but UWP just is like
No.
one of the worst.
He who shall not be named in this podcast.
One of the worst inventions that they came up with, or one of the worst ideas. Hey guys, do y'all think? Are y'all like me? Have y'all seen any fucking commercials besides the Taco Bell ones for the Xbox console or anything?
Where it's like every
Yeah.
10 seconds or every something like that. It was stupid. Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah,
the
but I
last
mean,
time
I've
I
only
like,
ever seen
I'm saying,
games.
but I mean that's more so advertising Taco Bell, because that's gonna get people more. But I'm saying an actual Xbox commercial. Have y'all seen one?
I've only ever seen games commercials, and then they'll have the Xbox logo at the end or something.
So why? What is going on with Xbox this generation?
Yeah.
First of all, we have barely any exclusives. I mean, they're shutting down more first party studios than they actually are making first party games. And now, like, there's like no freaking advertisement.
Well, here's the thing.
But last generation,
who doesn't know about Xbox?
No, it's not about. And I'm not talking about Xbox. I mean, but there's really not a whole lot of even. Like, okay, they have a brand new console launching. They should be able to. They should be launching some sort of commercials for the Xbox One X. Something.
I think
There's
they
no
see it as
advertisement.
I think they see it as a wasted investment because everybody who's going to be buying, or at the least like 99.9% of all the people at launch who are going to be buying an Xbox One X already know about what the Xbox One X is and when it's releasing.
But with that type of mentality, they're never going to get ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, aren't they practically like we talked about?
Well, that's
this
the thing.
before.
We don't know how limited the original product run is going to be. I mean, there's
It's already
companies that are, like AMD Vega is extremely limited right now. Samsung and Apple are both. I mean, they are gobbling up the RAM and solid state production. So we don't know how limited. So they might be saying to themselves, for the launch, everybody.
But wait a minute. They can't. You can't. Okay, I can maybe get behind you with this,
Especially since, like you said, they're doing the Taco Bell thing.
But even when the S dropped, they didn't run commercials for it. It's like it's almost like they've taken their advertising budget and just turned it to zero. And I'm just wondering what's happened to Microsoft. And I mean, they talk a really good game. I mean, they really do. Like promoting Phil into like the Knights of the Round Table of Microsoft, and making gaming really a strong focus. But whenever you turn around and look at the bigger picture, you see Sony and PlayStation everywhere. You see Nintendo everywhere. You see Xbox when you just walk into a GameStop. I'm just wondering what happened to Xbox, because Xbox used to be such a powerhouse with marketing. And you have great people like Phil Spencer, like Larry Herb, like Mike Ybarra that are great marketers. But what's going on?
Bro, it's like what we talked about before.
Do you want to hear my theory on it?
Well, what do you mean? Well, just a minute, Brim. What do you mean?
Well, we've talked about this before. It's literally, I mean, this is like 100% as accurate as I could picture this be, or describe this as being, is because you and me have already, we've already agreed on this. It is like Sony and Microsoft has swapped. Sony last generation,
100%.
Sony last generation was terrible on marketing. The only thing you saw as a commercial was Killzone and Resistance, and that was
Last of Us,
and Last of Us,
yeah.
And out of all that, even Uncharted, like Last of Us was probably the best marketed, right?
Yeah. You saw Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 2's marketing, but it wasn't nothing like the Last of Us.
But like, for every Sony PlayStation shit that you saw, how many fucking 360 commercials did you see?
Oh, about 100. I mean,
you saw Halo 3. You saw ODST.
Every GameStop commercial.
Every GameStop commercial.
And that didn't really help, did it? Because Xbox 360 was, well, it was one of the higher selling consoles. I think it was the highest for that. Was it the highest for that generation, or was it not the high? It wasn't the highest, but it was higher.
It was actually it was actually the lowest selling console last generation.
Was it of that generation?
Yes. The Wii and PS3 outsold the X360. But the thing is, though,
advertising doesn't necessarily translate into.
No, but wait, because back in the very beginning, whenever Brim was talking about like that, they were actually leading like by a good 2 to 3 million consoles. I mean, they were kicking PS3's ass, and then they slacked off towards the end of the 360 era. They started just pumping out Kinect games, not really focusing on
Well, I think they had spent too much money on repairing all the defective.
But they weren't focusing on marketing anymore. They weren't focusing on big first party games or third party deals, and that's when PlayStation 3 seized the moment and started pumping out exclusives like The Last of Us, Uncharted 3, and stuff like that, and boosted up their sales and actually pulled ahead. And it was whenever Microsoft laid off the marketing buzz.
See, I don't think the marketing itself was what killed Xbox 360. I think it was the hardware problem.
I don't know. No, because the hardware problem was worked out long before the...
But a lot of people were turned off because of that. A lot of people got
No, they really weren't.
How can you just say that? I know
because
a ton of people who had
I can say that, but wait,
and then they took it back.
Here's how I can say that. Here's how I can say that. The Xbox 360 launched, what, in 2007?
I can't remember.
2008?
So I'll take your word for it.
I mean, we're just gonna say that.
Sure.
The hardware problem was corrected.
Okay, fanboys.
The hardware problem was corrected within the very first year of the life cycle of the 360. Then
completely though.
When the Slim
they dropped the warranty after that.
When the Slim came out, they were still marketing and still doing that, and there was no problems from the Slim on. The marketing, the hardware problems were from the original base model of the 360. They were not. There was not a big
Slim did not. Yeah, the Slim did not suffer from the same. Yes, I understand that, but I would bet dollars to donuts that there was a significant portion of people that probably, I would say, would be one of, if not the biggest influence that made Xbox the least selling console of that generation, were people who bought an Xbox 360 around launch within that first year and then had a huge problem with Red Ring, and regardless of however many times they had to return it or whatever, then Xbox drops the warranty on them, and even if the problem is fixed, that's still, you're still buying a product that you know has had problems in the past, and especially you've experienced them, and now they're not even offering a warranty on the hardware. I would bet dollars that was a huge factor. That a lot of people said,
how can you explain,
I'm just not going to buy an Xbox this generation because I don't want to deal with that.
Then how can you explain PS3 being behind in sales until around 2011?
Maybe that's when they got a better selection of games. I don't know. I'd have to look at the whole timeline, but I'm just saying, I would bet that was a big factor.
If a big factor of it was a bunch of people with the Red Ring of Death problem, then that means PS3 would have actually launched with a really, either launched when their Slim came out, like 2 years after the PS3 launch. The PS3 would have been showing as getting very close in sales because a lot of people would have jumped ship. But we're talking almost the end of the life cycle of last generation. That's when PS3 actually started gaining traction.
Right, but
and actually ended up passing.
Remember what you said just a little bit ago, where at the end of that cycle, Xbox was no longer concentrating on marketing and getting deals with third-party studios?
Right.
I would bet 100% that the reason they had to do that was because they ran out of money dealing with the hardware issue.
Possibly, but what I'm saying though is that the marketing had to play a factor in it.
Oh, I'm sure it played somewhat of a factor, but the lack of marketing was a result of other things. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying though, in the public side, we're not. I mean, the casual consumer is not seeing all the inner workings of how much money Microsoft had to dump into the Red Ring of Death and all that stuff like that. What they're seeing is in the public eye is that once Microsoft's the 360's commercials died out, their marketing kind of died out. All of a sudden, PS3 jumped in and started marketing the hell out of the PS3.
They also slacked on games, so then all of a sudden PS3 was getting more game deals.
PS3 jumped in and said, "Okay, here's our opportunity."
You can't say that marketing would have been one of the, it was a factor, but I don't think it was a huge factor. I would say the lack of games. I think that game shift where Xbox...
Well, games definitely is the games, but games and marketing kind of go hand in hand. Because if you don't have any games, what the fuck are you going to market?
But see, marketing has always been weird with gaming because gaming has a very, I mean, if not the best press, the press that we have is very good at it. At the very least, telling people what is coming out.
Oh, okay. I was like on.
There's always been no, yeah. I'm not trying to.
You lost your fucking
I'm
mind.
not. No,
The A list of the D list.
Yeah, I know. But hey, that's the thing. Game. I mean, Doom never had a TV commercial. You know, some of the most popular games that have ever, on the planet have never had a commercial run ever, and that's because by either word of mouth or a games press that's, if not good at their jobs, at the very least good at getting, people to know.
How I talk about with marketing is not just commercials.
Sure.
But they've had the marketing deal with The Division. They had the marketing deal with Fallout 4. They had the marketing deal with Rise of the Tomb Raider. They had the marketing deal with FIFA for the longest time. They had the marketing deal with COD Ghost. They had the marketing deal with all these different third-party publishers. But when you walked into a GameStop or you walked into a Best Buy, you didn't see the prepackaged product. You do with Madden more so than the rest, but you didn't see a bunch of the prepackaged product or even a custom console for a COD or anything like that. But you do like that right there. That right there speaks like volumes to the customer walking in looking for Madden, looking for COD, looking for FIFA, because these are the games that a lot of people just play that only game until the next year. And so when they walk in and they say, well, I want the new FIFA with the new console, don't see that marketing deal or anything like that. It doesn't hit them as hard. But then when you see, like, you go into like PlayStation's marketing deals, you can walk in there. I guarantee you, this holiday season, you can walk into any Best Buy, anywhere you go. You'll see a
Call of Duty,
custom PlayStation. You'll probably see a Star Wars Battlefront custom PlayStation. You're gonna see a what's the other one they have? Oh, yes, you'll see. You already have a Destiny 2 one bundled together with the Pro. But you'll see, they're doing marketing right. I don't know what's happened with Microsoft's marketing team that even the smaller stuff that they can market, they're not even marketing that right. I think it's really hurting.
I think they've run out of money, and when a company starts running out of money, marketing and advertising and stuff like that are the first
to go. Yeah,
because everything else. I mean, if you can't make your product, then you don't even have why would you need to advertise it?
If you look at the finances of Xbox alone, and not really so much as Microsoft as a company, you'll see that Xbox really hasn't been a very profitable business.
And I think Microsoft's trying to go a more inclusive route where they look at Xbox and Windows gaming all as one. And as long as people are playing on either Xbox or a Windows PC, Microsoft is still making money.
Yeah,
so really they're only competing against PlayStation and Switch.
Yeah. But Halo Storm, I want to address Halo Storm real quick. I know that everybody knows, like, anybody who plays FIFA or anybody who plays Madden, COD, any of these big people, they know for a fact that you can play them on both. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when it comes to the casual consumer, if I'm walking in and I'm saying I'm just a COD player or I'm just a FIFA, Madden, whatever player, one of these casual players that walk in and say, look, I'm in the mood for a PS4 or Xbox One. My favorite game is COD. My favorite game is whatever this game is. And I walk into a gaming establishment, and I'm looking around, and I'm looking at Xbox, and I see Xbox paired with Gears of War 4, Halo 5, Cuphead, all their little exclusives that they have. And I look over here, and I say, PlayStation's paired with COD, paired with Madden, paired with FIFA. And I'm the one actually looking for that game. That's going to be a big selling point for me. It's not going to be like, well, let me pick it up on Xbox and then go buy the game separate. I can go buy it all together in one for the same price. That's where the marketing comes into play. That's where I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about like people are just confused like, well, gosh, COD only comes out on PS4? No, I mean, if they're that stupid, I'm sure there's people out there. But those people really probably shouldn't even exist. But these marketing deals really make a big deal. And that's the reason why I think even the Xbox One X is going to have a run for its money in November, because you have the COD bundle launching in November. You have Star Wars Battlefront, I think, even launching in November. And those are two big, huge third-party deals that are going to have custom consoles sold, with the thing. And it's going to push a lot of consoles. And especially if they do a custom Star Wars one, that one will sell like hotcakes even by people that don't even game. What's up, Cyrus? I don't really actually buy that Halo. What's it called? Brim. Are they gone?
Well, I said I was going to be AFK for a minute while you were talking. What's up?
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, if you need to go AFK, go ahead and go AFK. I'll talk with.
No, that's all right. I'm still here. Go ahead for it. Go for it. Yeah.
My question is like if you're a casual consumer and your favorite game is COD,
mm-hmm.
that's the only game you play. Doesn't the marketing deal matter to you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you another one.
That's where you get the 30 days extra with the DLC.
I'll tell you one.
Why do you think
parents whose kids said, "I want Call of Duty for Christmas," and so the parents go down to Best Buy and they see, Xbox One X Call of Duty version. Oh, hey, that's the one, Mike. I'll bet you a lot of those kind of people.
That's how. How those things are. That's how those things matter. But what was you saying, Bryn? What do you think? What?
No, I was just saying, like, what do you think I got on PS3? Like, the first time I ever saw a PS3 was because Call of Duty 4 was on it. And I loved the way that game looked, and I saw the presentation for Killzone, and I was, like, hyped on it, and that's...
Marketing deals matter, man.
Marketing, dude, yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
It can really swap a customer's decision. Like, even a lifelong Xbox player or a lifelong PlayStation player can be swayed over to the other console if the marketing deal is right.
And it's been happening, so I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I think Xbox might be betting on their upcoming power superiority.
I don't think the power doesn't matter the way that everybody thinks it does. Like,
some people,
it's great. Yeah, I mean, obviously to some people it does.
And so I think that's what they're betting on. Well, we have the strongest one, so we'll get all the people who absolutely have to have the strongest one.
And yeah,
then
fine.
We'll bet on just the 50% of everybody else, on average, that just say, okay, well, I'll go with Xbox over, because they don't really care. So that might be their strategy for, and that way they save on marketing and, paying for all the deals.
Yamanux. I get that, and that's you're not really. I wouldn't consider the people that look for like where their friends are, because that's like a very big thing. But that wouldn't be the people I'm targeting. What I'm talking about is the casuals that only play one game. Like they're not
really have a friends list.
Yeah, they're not really out there playing with the friends list or whatever like that. They're just like out there just to play COD, just to play Madden, just to play whatever. They're not really out there building friends and stuff like that. Like if you look
instead of coming home and watching football, they come home and they play 6 hours of Call of Duty. And when the next one comes out, they buy that one.
The professional COD players, the marketing deal matters 110% to them, because whenever they come out and they say, okay, well the PlayStation is getting the marketing deals, and they're going to get the DLC 30 days early. That made all the COD players, all the professional COD players and stuff, and their fans that idolize them, to go run out and buy a PS4. And that's because of the DLC and the marketing deals. And that's whenever the casuals, the casuals are usually watching. If they watch YouTube, they're watching one favorite YouTuber. If they're a COD player, they're watching their favorite COD player, and guess where he's playing? PS4. Go to the store, you pick up a PS4 marketing deal. It's not like us that have spent forever on a console, and we're like, okay, well, you know, I really want to stay where my friends are. But I mean, like right now, all my friends are on PS4. I guarantee you, if Naughty Dog switched to Xbox, I'd pack up and move to Xbox quicker than shit. I'd follow Naughty Dog wherever they go, because right now Naughty Dog is actually the best developer by hands down. Well, no, Halo. I mean, if the kid says I want an Xbox, then chances are the parents are going to go out and buy the kid an Xbox. They're not going to buy him an Xbox One X. Chances are they're going to buy him an Xbox One S because of the price. But that's different. But most kids aren't asking for a console. Most kids are asking for a game. Now, obviously there's kids asking for consoles that haven't got one yet. But I mean, usually if they're asking for a console, they're also asking for a game. And if they happen to be asking for COD or Battlefront or whatever, and a parent goes, if they say, like, I want an Xbox and Call of Duty, well, a parent might go to the store and say, well, there's PlayStation with Call of Duty, and there's an Xbox, and I still have to pay $60 for the game. Well, let me just go ahead and pick this one up. He can just deal with the fact that he got a PlayStation. They're all the same, because parents aren't thinking like that, especially non-gamer parents.
Well, you know what sucks is, like, what they could be marketing right now would make them a lot of money. Like, they could be doing so much more for themselves than they have.
Well, I'll bet you when they start coming out with more games, they'll start upping the marketing.
I hope they do. I hope something happens with Microsoft.
Because after the Xbox One launch, the Xbox One X, God, that's a stupid fucking name. But once that launches, and they start selling, they'll start getting a little more money, and then they might start having the money to do marketing deals with, you know, X or Y studios or whatever.
I hope so. I mean, I hope that something happens with, because I mean, obviously I'm buying an X, but at the same time it makes me wonder, is buying an X actually a smart decision, because of the fact that the generation is going to come to an end soon. Like within a few years, and like PlayStation has already said they like the generation, they're going to continue on, so that there's going to be a PlayStation 5, which means that the chances are, like, their PlayStation 4 is not going to be forward compatible, but the PlayStation 5 will be backward compatible. But Xbox is committed to this forward compatible, backward compatible crap, and that is a bad thing, because if they launch another console, even with they can keep up with the PS5. Well, then what's going to happen then? Because you still got to, like, develop to the lowest common denominator.
Well, they might just say it will go one generation back. So for right now, it's Xbox One X and the XS, and then the regular, because they're the same almost.
Well, yeah, but I mean the S.
When the Xbox, One X1 comes out, they might say, okay, so now we're making it forwards compatible with the Xbox One X only. And they'll keep staggering it like that. So it's only, or maybe for a time.
You mean the highest power output from the previous generation?
One. They'll go one generation back. They won't go all the way back. Like even now, they're not, the Xbox One X games, they're not going to be compatible with the 360 or the regular Xbox.
Well, no,
it's only the Xbox One, the regular one, that they're saying it's going to be compatible with both for the future of this generation. So I would think that they would just keep staggering it like that.
Well, they've already said the next console is going to be forward and backwards compatible.
But they didn't say how far, though.
Well, no, but they said that the one thing that they value there is that all your devices and all your games would work going forward and backward.
Now, I don't think they mean it literally like that. I think they mean I hope
they don't, because I mean,
but here's the other thing.
There's going to be a problem with the fact that PlayStation 5, when PlayStation 5 launches, it's going to be a very powerful machine. I can almost guarantee it. And if they do that, and Xbox is still, okay, well, we're developing, like, even the new COD that comes out for the PlayStation 5 has to work on the base Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the Xbox One X, and the Xbox X1 squared minus 1 plus 2, then there's going to be a problem because like the developers have to develop on that end for the lowest common denominator and then put patches in for the rest. And is a developer going to actually take the time to make sure every one of those platforms on the Xbox have the best running version of that for that that's possible for that platform? Or are they just going to be lazy and just say, we'll just give you a small update here, small update, here, just to get it a little bit better than the previous version? And I don't want that to happen. I don't want to buy like the next Xbox console, and it be gimped because they're still trying to run it on the fucking Xbox One S.
Okay, like I said, I don't think they're going to be going back that far with this. But even if they did, I think it wouldn't be as bad as you think because they're trying to merge more with Windows, and that means with PCs. And the PC, the gap for hardware in PC right now is way bigger than the gap between.
Well, yeah,
the
Xbox, but there's a difference with the console and the PC.
Sure,
the PC,
but like I said, as they're merging these two markets, they might start treating the generations of consoles more like PC generations. I don't know. They might learn
the only way games. The only way that would work is if they
be altered such a degree that they work great on both core and high end.
The only way that would work is if they actually put a some sort of like graphics adjuster or resolution adjuster on the games like they have on PC, like where you can adjust your graphic settings and everything like that.
Well, they're starting to do it with you
some, but not to a full degree though.
But that's the thing; most of these games already do it for the PC. It would not be that much difficult to just enable using that on consoles, and they could even figure out which combination settings work best for each generation, and just set those as the default. And for console guys, they wouldn't even notice. Like every once in a while, they might be able to go in and.
But I mean, you're putting a lot of faith into third-party developers.
Yeah,
because I mean, third-party developers.
I mean, this is all future speculation anyway.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
Yeah.
But Halo, he's not talking about the Xbox app on PC. The Xbox app on PC is basically pointless. Like the only reason that you have it there is so that way you can, I guess, look at the PC games that you own and. Look at your gamer score in the feed and crap. I mean, there's really no point in having that.
It's supposed to do recording and all that.
Yeah, but to me, they should have actually used that Xbox app for their damn store for their Xbox One games coming to PC. Like that, they should have actually made that their store.
Yeah, might as well have. Would have worked great.
But making it in the Windows 10 store, No, Halo.
I still have not logged into the Windows 10 store to this date.
Halo, you buy way too much into what the media says. You just like you see a good article about like something like that, and you're like, oh yeah, that sounds right. That sounds true. Yep, they did it good. Like you gotta be able to understand that. These games that are coming out and these people that are talking about Xbox, they don't get to just come out there and talk negatively about Xbox without Xbox's permission. And so, like all these things, like it's more. These developers coming out talking about, oh, it's so easy to port to the Xbox One X, and I did it in like 2 weeks without any problems, and we're already in 4K, and like this is all marketing. Just marketing through another person. Like they have actually figured out a way to get other people to come out, pay them to come out and talk about how easy it is. And I don't know what that does for you as a consumer, because wow, they can port, even if it's true, even if they can port easier to the X, what does that mean to you? It's not like that there's going to be a problem with games coming to the X. Like that's not a problem at all. No, I'm not. I'm not believing Cliffy B either. I'm not. I'm not. That I didn't. You have this mentality is that it's either one or the other. Be skeptical about everything that you read. Don't just accept it just because it kind of like agrees with what your, your bias is.
Always question the very thing that you agree with.
Yeah.
Not just gaming, everything.
Yeah. I'll just. Yeah. Definitely everything. And Jay Caesar, you said something earlier about CD Projekt Red, the way they did DLC. What did they do so special? Like the free DLC that they offered was just basically a bunch of bullshit that they had, that was part of the game that they took out of the game, and then they said, well, instead of like throwing it away, we're just gonna give it to people for free, and that made them all of a sudden this great developer and. This love of this adoration, but the actual true expansions you actually had to still pay for. I mean, that'd be like Call of Duty, like going, or Assassin's Creed, because those are the ones usually with the exclusive missions. But like taking an outfit and saying, "Oh, I don't really like that outfit. That doesn't fit in the game," and then just giving it to people for free. All of a sudden, Ubisoft would become one of the greatest developers, or the perfect way they do DLC. Like that's what kind of they did. They tricked people into thinking they were actually doing some really good thing, but it was basically just a bunch of shit that they cut from the game and decided, oh well, we'll just give it to people for free and boost our, I guess, public perception. And that's all it had. I mean, that's all it did. I suck hard, too hard on what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Trying to imply you suck dick, sir.
He needs to get better at fucking trolling, then.
It's a fallacious accusation. Corrected it once.
All I heard was something about Rambo admitting on stream to playing with Wiener. Guys!
No, that was not me.
Are you sure?
No, this was Drew. Like, Drew's the one, like, I find it, like, the gayest people are the ones that continually talk about the gay stuff. It's weird how that happens.
That's just your perception, sir.
So, are you getting any better at Cuphead?
I'm failing on a lot, but I just got done I just beat some bosses. It's pretty good. Ow. I keep forgetting about the parry and the basic mechanics, really. Like, I'm not used to... Usually when I play shmups, there's only one mechanic. You dodge everything. That's it.
Yeah.
Ah, see? Like that shit. God damn it. So, like, the mechanics, it's hard for me to remember that there's such things as parry, because...
Parry is actually in those kind of games, yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Usually just dodging around.
Dodging,
bullets.
yeah. And the last one that I dealt with that had a mechanic in it was Ikaruga. And that was switching from black to white. So you'd have to switch to the white to absorb the white bullets. You switch to black to absorb the black bullets. So, like, even that I had a hard time with. So, like, just the whole mechanic thing of this game is playing with me. So I'm trying to get good by remembering the fucking mechanic. Not to mention I'm drinking right now, so that's not helping anything.
Right.
But, man.
Is it everything you hope for?
Yeah, actually, it is.
Is it the savior of Xbox?
So
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm quoting Cyrus. I'm just reading it to you in more dramatic tone. Well, then, speak of gay, and here we are.
It's a beautiful game, though. It really is. So. They said that this thing is compatible with 4K textures already.
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, like, evidently, you could play this in 4K if you have it on PC right now.
No, you can't.
Really?
Yeah, it only goes up to 1920. They already came out and said that they actually cannot get that game in 4K. That game will not be a 4K game. Because everything is hand-drawn, and they hand drew it in 1080p.
Bro, this game is fucking pretty.
Oh yeah, I mean it's great. I can't wait to get my Xbox next week so I can play it. I was kind of down whenever I actually had to sell it, but I mean it was either that or mine or one of my kids' PlayStation. So I figured take the thing that I don't use as often and sell that. But once I get it back, I'm gonna be like all over Cuphead.
Yo, Rambo, it is a comforting thing to know that you are supporting my company of choice by continuously buying and trading.
I guarantee you, half of their 35 million came from me.
Keep going. You are pulling my brand out of the grave, dude. Single-handedly.
Halo Storm, when did I say that anything bad about Cuphead? He said, Cyrus, it's a good game despite what Rambo says. Trust me, if it was on PlayStation, he would love it. When did I say anything negative about it?
Rambo's been looking forward to this game as much as I mean,
yeah, I bought that game as soon as it appeared on the fucking Xbox store.
Same.
Like, oh my lord!
I bought it that day when it was announced on the up and coming. I pre-ordered that shit immediately.
Yep.
I profile on Xbox, and it's just fucking pathetic. You call yourself a gamer, you call yourself this Xbox Halo Storm, and let's just take a look while you're here, because, you know, I'm just going to put it out there and wonder what the hell actually is up with you. So on blast now. SW Sweet Halo Storm 3. I know, okay, here we go. Let's go back to my friends list. We're going to find people. SWI Halo. Is it SWI Halo Storm 3? Can y'all look on that?
Yes.
Alright, we're going to take a look here because I have a bone to pick with you. You keep talking shit about me. But when you go to my profile, it says that I've actually been a member of Xbox Live for at least 2 years now. I think maybe it even says 3 years. On yours, it says 1. Not to mention, you actually have 18,710 gamer score. I have 44,997 gamer score. I guarantee if you look through my games, I guarantee I actually have bought more games on Xbox than what you have. So, let's get back to like how I trash Xbox because it's not on PlayStation. Whenever I actually have an Xbox, or I actually have, you know, I will be having one here soon, but I actually have bought more probably Xboxes than you've bought games. And I actually play them. Yeah, 3 accounts. Oh, that's always the go-to thing for people with. Okay, let's take a look at your other little games.
Bram, you're getting told.
SWI
by a
Halo Storm 1. Could not find this person. Did you enter the gamer tag right? SWI Halo Storm 1. Yes, I did. Let's look for Halo Storm 2. Oh, there is a Halo Storm 2 with 6,085 gamer score, and not even a member of Xbox Live. Of course, you're sharing it with that account, but Halo Storm 1's not even there. But maybe it's just under Halo Storm, or SWI Halo Storm. So let's take a look. Nope, couldn't find that gamer tag either.
How about a Halo Storm 1?
Again.
Bram.
I don't have an Xbox? Of course I don't have an Xbox right now. I just got through telling you why. I'm getting one next week.
That's not now, though.
It'll be how many now, though, Rambo?
Probably
9, 10?
Oh, probably more than that.
Jesus Christ.
Because I've had one for every member of my household, which was 5. And then my kids decided to get rid of theirs because they didn't want theirs anymore. and get a PlayStation. And I've bought and sold mine so many times that I don't know. A lot of times I was done with it because I was like, screw it, man. They're like, no, I'm tired of the only game I'm going to get is Halo, Gears, and Forza. And then they'd come out with like a game like Cuphead or something like, oh shit, I got to try it. Quantum Break, oh shit, I got to try it. So I got to go buy another damn Xbox. I'd play the game, think, okay, well, I'm going to keep it. And, you know, whenever a game launches, I'll just, you know, play it. And then next thing you know, no game launches for, you know, 9 months. And I'm like, oh shit, it's just sitting there collecting dust. So sell it. And then another game fucking come out. Like, shit, got to go buy one again.
Oh my god, I saw this boss
No.
in the previews.
It's convenient that you don't care now that, you know, I pointed out the fact that I actually support Xbox more than what you do.
I fucking love this boss.
I just, God, that just irritates me whenever people like from Xbox talk about how anti-Xbox I am, but yet I end up finding actually...
Huh?
You're on the flag.
Yeah.
Oh, I seen somebody
Oh, you were so close.
on that level. I saw Jez or whatever, Jez Corden. I saw him upload that one to, I guess, Twitter or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that shit would look hard, man. He said he died a bunch of times.
Bruh.
It does look pretty hard.
It is.
I mean, there's a bunch of different things that it can transform into, and yeah, looks pretty difficult.
Halo, yeah, you're talking about like your old account had a lot of gamer score. The thing is, though, was that this is my only account on Xbox, and I guarantee you that my only account on Xbox that I've ever had actually has more gamer score than all your freaking gamer accounts put together.
Oh, you gotta put up or shut up, bro. You're my fellow Xbot, dude. You gotta be putting up or shut up. I mean, I'm telling you, Halo. I mean, we're Halo, pal. We're Halo brothers. We both love Halo. Even though I'm sucking at this game right now. I'm just saying, bro. You gotta be able to fucking... If you're gonna brag about your game cred, you need to put it up, bro. I'll be the first to admit, my shit isn't even as high as Shane's. Okay, and I just got mine, what was it, 2014, Shane? Mm-hmm. Like, so, like, to get where I'm at, like, that, I thought that was pretty good for the short period of time I've had it. But, come on, man, you've been on Xbox way longer than I have.
But you don't go around like telling people they don't care about Xbox, or they're putting, like, whatever. You don't go around putting other people down for whatever like that. That's the difference. It's like the... is that like I'm just because I'm talking about like Xbox, like they have, like it's almost like he thinks I have no right to talk about Xbox, but yet I can still prove that I actually support Xbox.
Ran back the other way. Then I got the fuck in the house.
He wants me to go poke it.
All I want is Xbox to actually just do better.
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being critical of Xbox, especially when you have Natalia. What is it? Oh, fuck. Nadalia, or whatever the fuck his name is, as at the helm of Microsoft. Like, that motherfucker hasn't made the company any money.
No, he's not doing a good job as a CEO.
No, he's not. Satya Nadella. Like, here's the thing. I was hoping for Satya to do great things because everybody on the board, as far as the shareholders go, like the board of advisors, like they were swearing by this guy's portfolio. Like, oh my god, this guy's amazing. Like, I love helping people. I like making changes in people's lives. I like doing those kind of things. And it seems like that's what that guy is doing, okay? And I see that he wants to be a philanthropist. But you can't do that on the company dime. He fired, what, something like fucking a third of his staff? Like, I mean, come on. And he doesn't even want the Xbox. He wants to do away with the gaming division. He hates the fact that the Xbox exists. Satya Nadella! Like, if you don't know who that is, Tyler, go check it, look him up, dude. He does not care for Xbox at all. He wants to do away with the division, period.
Well, I think he's had a change of heart now, but I don't think he's really caring too much about Xbox as an Xbox. I think he's caring about the gaming division as like the gaming division more so on the PC side than he is really caring about Xbox. I think he'd rather just stick with the PC than an actual additional thing, because with the PC they already have that market, you know.
And they don't have to make the hardware.
Yeah, they don't have to really mess with anything. All they gotta do is basically just pop a game on there.
He was handed like a foothold into this industry.
Oh yeah.
And he squandered it, dude. Like,
just let it fucking go.
Yeah, he let it go. Like, what the fuck? You can't put somebody like Ibarra and all those guys in charge of this stuff and hope for the best. Like, you got to give them their teams. Like, you guys remember, like, the 360 days? Their team was much bigger.
Their team was fucking huge, man. They had like an army.
Dude, it was the biggest fucking developing team in the industry. Now they have, like, what? Fucking 20 people at best, if you're lucky, on a busy day? Like, I mean... it's bullshit, dude. Like, Satya really does not care about the Xbox brand at all. And that's probably one of the reasons why he promoted What's-His-Face to being something else. Who got the promotion, was it again, Rambo? It was...
Phil Spencer got promoted. Yeah, he got promoted to the head of gaming, and a seat at the round table of, like, the strategic leadership team at Microsoft. So they're bringing Xbox, or the gaming division. I don't say Xbox because that's including PC as well. But they're bringing the gaming division into, like, the fold of Microsoft. But yet, like, it seems like Satya Nadella, that's his direct boss now, Phil Spencer. But it seems like he's more on the lines of he's already said several times that the only thing he really wants to do with Microsoft is make everything service based. And so now that he's actually moving Xbox into Microsoft is meaning that to me, like, it's really going to focus on the fact of trying to get more of just a platform on the PC for people to dump games on. Not really so much about caring about Xbox and building up the exclusives, the first party library, the first party developers. I foresee that we'll see just more like the Halo Gears Forza bullshit until I guess they decide to, like, call it quits or whatever. And it sucks though, man, because they have so much potential that, like, they had a huge push coming off of 360 where they could have really made their mark with the Xbox One. And he just didn't care.
Nope.
And you can tell he really don't care. I mean, it's sad. It's just...
Well, I don't want Windows Azure, dude. Like, that is literally the only, like... They are literally, like, squandering it, dude. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, this is for business applications. Like, bitch, you said this was going to be for fucking gaming applications as well. Like, what are you doing?
Yep. It's like I see the business model where they're going to, and it's more of, like, really just, like I said, service based, like, to where they just want a platform to where people can dump games, which that's cool and all, but that's not really what I wanted Xbox to be. Like, Xbox coming from, like, what they were last generation to where they're at this generation, that's not where I saw Xbox going. I saw Xbox actually being a competitor to PlayStation. Actually, like, keeping PlayStation honest.
But what was the point, dude, of advertising cloud computing if they weren't going to honor it? Now, me personally, I have a pretty decent internet, okay? Like, yeah. I was actually looking forward to that part of it. What about you, Shane? Weren't you looking for, like... Yeah. Well, I mean, we poked fun at it. We all did. But for the most part, I wanted to see what it could do. Yeah, I wanted to see what it could do. I know you did. Like,
same with the Gaikai servers or whatever.
Yeah, Sony bought Gaikai in response to this.
Yeah.
And they're actually fucking using it. I don't like what they're doing with it, but at least they're fucking using it, you know?
Very true.
That's fucking stupid.
And it seems like that they bought the Azure servers not really for their own personal use, but for the fact of hoping that some of these developers would rent from them. And I'm not sure that that's really where the third-party developers are going. I don't think third-party developers really...
companies that are cheaper than that.
Yeah, well, third-party developers really aren't looking at, well, let me rent these high-profile servers from Microsoft. They're like, if I can do it on my own and not have to pay an extra cost, then why not do it on my own? Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's so frustrating because I know Microsoft has the ability and the money to make Xbox actually like one of the premier platforms, but it's almost like they're pulling a Sega.
But I'd be okay with that. I would actually be okay if they went to becoming a Sega.
You would?
Think about it. Just all your favorite games that Microsoft's ever done on every platform? I would like that. Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, if they became a third-party developer, that would be pretty cool, I guess. But then who's going to keep Sony honest?
Yeah.
Because it sure as hell ain't going to be Nintendo.
No, I know.
The PC.
Hardly.
I mean, it's a close enough market that if Sony goes too far, people will just start saying, "Well, fuck it, I'll just play it. I'll play games on my PC."
I don't think so. There's a large, very, very large percentage of console gamers that just will not and have no interest at all in that PC platform because they, for whatever reason, whether it be like legitimate reasons or like false narratives that they've been told, they just don't care. Like I guarantee you, like if Sony, well, like say Microsoft went away to Sega, the Sega route, and Sony just said, "Fuck it, yo, everything's locked down. You have to pay online. You have to pay to turn your console on. You have to pay to turn it off, and I mean all this bullshit." It would either be people would accept it and do it, or Sony would just go out of business because people quit gaming. I think that the PC market, I mean, I understand it's a great market, but I just don't think that the console market and the PC market actually compete as much as like that.
Well, there's also
like
the Steam boxes, and I know Alienware makes one, and I'm sure other companies are going to start where it's a console-sized PC that's, you know, a little stripped down, but it works perfect. You know, it runs Windows and it runs, you know, Steam.
But they tried that and it failed.
Well, but they're still making them though, and I think those are going to start getting a lot more popular because they're you can't beat their hardware.
Until that happens.
Sure.
Like, I don't see PC ever.
I mean, maybe that's what Xbox or Microsoft, I should say. Maybe they're hoping that by the end of, if not
they can be the popular,
the next generation, that the hardware side of things will start to have turned more into Steam boxes or the Alienware boxes or whatever, and less towards like actual consoles, and maybe they can start like making third-party deals with hardware manufacturers. That way they can concentrate just on, you know, Windows and or an Xbox gaming platform, but without, you know, the hardware.
The trends going right now don't suggest that that's even happening. That's even happening anytime soon. Because
who knows?
If you look at the NPDs and even the weekly sales charts from like the UK, the two biggest markets in gaming, and you look at the top 10, almost every one of those games in the top 10 are some sort of exclusive from either Sony or Nintendo. And so, I mean, it goes to show, and they're even, a lot of them are story-based exclusive. So, I mean, it really goes to show, like, what really is actually selling and what really is being pushed right now. And Microsoft seems to be preparing for a future that we don't know that's actually going to happen. And that's the thing, is, like, I don't want to be along the ride for a future that may or may not happen, you know? I mean, if it happens, Microsoft's setting themselves up to be in a very great position. But if it doesn't, Microsoft is setting itself up to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Like, in 5 years, 6 years, we might be talking and we might be like, well, damn, Microsoft really was on the ball and actually really was, like, able to foresee what was actually coming. Or we're going to be there going, Xbox what? It's just really weird. What do you mean different territories sell differently in general for the most part? Like, what do you mean? Because, like, if you look at the two largest territories, UK and US, the Switch and the PS4 hardware-wise have been kicking ass. And if you look at games-wise, in the top 10, over half of the top 10 list is either Nintendo exclusives or PlayStation exclusives that are mainly single-player games. So, I mean, this narrative that, like what he was saying, like games as a service is really the big thing right now, and it doesn't show in relation to the charts. And so they have to have some sort of...
Hell yes. Thank you.
Other number of metrics that we just don't see as a consumer ever, or they just are guessing what the future might hold. And I'm not saying Xbox is going anywhere, Halo. I'm not talking about like.
So close.
And don't be surprised actually if they do go somewhere. And I'm not talking about like. I'm talking about like the fact that don't be surprised if they switch to a Steam box type mentality. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, it only makes sense from a logistics point of view, because the less competition there is for pieces of hardware like RAM chips, shit like that, the cheaper it'll be for consumers to get their hands on things that will play games. And therefore, the more people there will be buying games on the whole, which means a bigger market share for everybody.
I wish like they would put as much love into the Xbox.
Well, I think they might be
do
straddling the line. They're just investing enough into it to keep their product competitive, but they're holding back enough that if the winds change and people start just for one reason or another, either dropping consoles or all switching over to Steam boxes, or a whole bunch of 10 million Sony players go out and buy PCs or whatever it is, they didn't invest much into the Xbox that they can't pivot and start going in another direction if they have to, Yeah. So I think I think they're banking on the Xbox One X telling them what they need to know about the market. If it sells really, really well, then people are really into a high-performing console. So, all right, let's go all in on that. If it sells moderately well, but the Xbox One sells really well, or the S or whatever, then they might say, okay, well, not a whole lot of people want super high-performing, but they like the Xbox. Okay, so let's just develop for Xbox as a platform on the whole. Who knows? I would say that they're probably waiting to see how the Xbox One X does before they make a huge investment any which way, at all,
Yeah. I mean, I look at it this way. They put a lot of time and effort into like their laptops, their desktops that they sell through Dell. And I'm just thinking like, why didn't they have this kind of foresight when it came to designing this thing, right? I like my Xbox. I'm not trying to say I don't like it or anything. It's just there's so many better decisions that could have been made in the creation of this thing.
Yeah.
And it really feels like they missed the mark. Like they really fucking just overshot it and haven't really decided to look back on it. You look at their surfaces. Like they have a surface right now that a lot of artists in the industry, in the gaming industry, use over Wacom, mind you. They're actually catching up to Wacom's market right now, and I feel like they could have done that with this console had they made the Xbox One X that we're getting the very first thing that we got, instead of making a revision. I would have paid the the $350, $500. Hell, I know Rambo would have. Yeah. I know Shane would have. Mm-hmm. If they would have just came forward with their best games ahead of time, as far as their marketing strategy is, and their engineering steps to making this console great, they could have had something. If they would have let go of Dickhead before he fucking bombed the company into the ground at the beginning of that E3, you know, we probably wouldn't have this conversation. But unfortunately, that's just not the case, you know? I mean...
Who, Aaron Greenberg?
No, fucking, what's his bitch ass that went over to,
Don Matrick.
Don Matrix, yeah. That
well,
piece of
shit. If you want to play 360, buy a 360. But he's kind of right, though. I mean, as much of a dick as he was, he's kind of right. I mean, I don't need a console to be backwards compatible to buy it.
Oh yeah, me neither. Backwards compatible is like the furthest thing from my mind when it comes to consoles.
It's a very small bonus.
Yeah, I mean, if it's there, cool. If not, okay, no big deal. The only thing really backwards compatible would be good for is like during the launch of a console. That
there's a bunch of games at start.
Yeah, you can buy the new console and still be able to play your older games while you're waiting for newer games to come out.
Yeah.
But after the first couple of years of the new console, there should be enough games to keep you entertained on the new shit rather than the old shit. And like right now, I mean, there's so many games out right now that I'm not even thinking about a PS3 or a 360 game. I'm thinking, shit, how am I ever going to play all the Xbox One and PS4 games I actually own? So it's just kind of strange, like how everybody's like how they hung so tightly to that, or how that the wording from Don Matrick really like sank in hard with people. I don't know. To me, I was like, well, I mean, I was kind of like you, saying, I was like, well, he's right.
Back in the day that I like booting up and playing every once in a while.
I'm not saying that there's not any of those games. I'm just saying that as that being the focal point, I don't see it. I don't see that. I don't know. I mean, it's just...
That's because you're a garbage human being.
And I think that Xbox really had to scramble to make the one backwards compatible because, like Matrix said...
I think they did too.
Yeah, I mean, because like Matrix said, no, it's not. If you want to play 360, go buy one.
Yeah, I don't think they had any plans at all for backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
I think that was just that was a damage control move, and albeit a good move. I mean, they gave people to play games to play during the drought.
Absolutely. Well, absolutely. Like, I'm glad, for instance, that I get to experience all the games that I missed. Okay, I missed out.
Not possible with the hardware. It's usually not all that difficult to get the majority of games playing.
I mean, even on instances like what you're saying, Brim, it also helped out like during like the 9-month drought of no exclusives coming out.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, it helps fill some gaps in there.
Absolutely. So, yeah, absolutely. But the thing,
it was actually a smart move by them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I missed out on a lot of games, and I'm catching up on those. Trust me. I love what I'm experiencing. I could see now why people liked the brand back then. In fact, that's kind of the reason why I've liked the brand so much now, to be honest with you. But I'm starting to feel like Microsoft is maybe relying too heavily on it. Because as much as I like Cuphead right now, like I love this game. This is a badass fucking game.
It looks like it. I cannot wait.
But this is not going to be a system seller, I don't believe. Maybe for you. I mean, you're going out and buying a fucking console, so I could be wrong on that. But I mean, if you were able to represent the majority of new adapters, then I'd be like, hell yeah, motherfucker! Cuphead is a system seller. But that is just not the case.
But they could have. I think they could have made Cuphead a system seller had they marketed it right.
Really though, I mean, a $20 game. I don't see.
I don't think it's the kind of thing you could sell us with. Maybe as like a secondary, like.
What I'm saying though is like system sellers, to me, is not just like, oh, I gotta have that system to play that game as well. Like if you go into a GameStop and you see a Cuphead centric console where you get Cuphead and the console, that would make people buy.
I have to agree with that. Yeah, because a lot of the things
why didn't you get a cup?
Only because Cuphead is so charming.
Yeah, but why didn't you get a Cuphead?
Most games like it, you couldn't make a bundle with it.
We're talking Cuphead though. I mean, why not make a? Why did they not make a Cuphead custom Xbox? Pair it with the game, like have the game even come preloaded on the damn system, like where you already booted up and bam, it's there. You don't even have to worry about shit. You're ready to go as soon as you update your console. And make it, I mean, because the Cuphead, the motif for Cuphead is so iconic that I think that even people that were not gamers would have actually bought that system for the fact of the 1930s style
it just looks so cool.
Design.
Yeah.
I mean, that design is a very sought out after design by collectors of all. And so I think that they really, where they could have actually taken a $20 game and turned it into a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was going to say, like, I'm surprised they didn't do that because they have, what, Gears of War, they've got a Forza bundle, they have...
Yeah.
I mean, this could have really helped the developers out if they were promised, like, a percentage, you know, for the bundle.
Yep. I would have bought the shit out of a damn Cuphead. I would have been out there
and I bet you the adoption rate would be higher too.
Oh, it would be. I guarantee you.
I don't see no motherfucker trying to trade in this fucking console.
Oh no, I guarantee you that people would be keeping their Cuphead console because I mean, the art style is truly fucking iconic. That's the reason why Cuphead is as popular as it is.
Well, that's why it got hype. It got hype because of the
iconic art style. It's not because of the gameplay or because of any of that. It's because of the fucking art style. That's the reason why that it's as popular as it is. Not taking anything away from the game, but that's where the hype started, was the art style. They could have taken that art style, put it on a console, and sold fucking like crazy because people love that shit. Oh man,
I think you're right, because if you think about it, like they even did that with Terraria on the PlayStation 3, dude.
Yeah,
they had a PlayStation. Yeah, it did. And that was at the time what, a $10 game when it first launched.
Yep.
Did it turn into $30
It was a measly fucking game that nobody else would have even thought of. But the way that Terraria was built and the way they marketed it, it made a difference.
Yep.
I just say that like these are the areas that really puzzle me, because Tomb Raider is not just a gaming iconic franchise, but it's an iconic franchise throughout the movies and gaming. And so you take a Rise of the Tomb Raider, you could have made a custom console out of that, and you would have had people picking it up from the gaming world and the movie world for just the collection of the art. That would have sold consoles. Now you take Cuphead, that's even a wider audience. Like as far as the collectors go, people would have been adapting that console like crazy. And I feel like that they're missing the ball on these.
Look at what PlayStation did. They did limited runs of the Destiny bundles and shit, right? They did limited runs of the Drake's Uncharted collection. They did limited runs of what is it? That one game that you said it was actually good. I thought it looked like too much of a play-by-play movie. It was like a tech demo, pretty much, for PlayStation.
Order 1886.
What's it called?
Yeah, Order 1886.
Yeah, they did a console for that. Like, I don't see the problem in doing custom consoles. I just think they've made poor decisions on what consoles to make custom.
They're harder to resell. That's why.
Huh?
They're harder to resell.
Yeah. Well, then maybe these. Well, you know what, dude? Maybe that's what needs to happen. If they're harder to resell, then fuck yeah, keep bringing out the custom and up the price a little bit on it, so that way your trade-in market is at a lower percentage, so your MSRP and your actual quota is to the top of what possibly can for that platform.
Yep.
I mean, to me, I fell in love when I saw the 360 rendition of Halo Reach. Okay, if you guys remember, they did a 360 console version of that. It looked fucking boss, dude. Like, you push the button, the sound effects happened, you had Cortana. I mean, it looked awesome. It was very aesthetically pleasing, okay? Had I had the money, I would have bought that bitch. That shit was beast as fuck.
Shit,
Like-
I don't care for Minecraft all that much. I mean, I'll play it with friends, but that's it. The Minecraft Xbox One.
Oh, that looks
Yeah,
awesome.
I wanted that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I have
redstone
that thing
on the
looks
back,
hella good.
Yeah.
I have it pre-ordered, but I'm still debating on whether or not to go through with spending $900 on Xbox on the 7th of October.
Come on,
Well,
Rambo.
actually, I
You've
guess-
already invested what, like 10 grand?
That's
I mean,
my
what's
birthday.
another
Buy it for me,
900?
Rambo.
Well, it's the 3rd of October, and then I think the 3rd of October, and then the 7th of October or November. But I don't know, man. The Minecraft bundle, the Minecraft console looks fucking awesome. And I think they missed the mark with the pricing of it. $450 for that, or $400, I think it was, or $450 or $400, something like that, for that Minecraft thing. I think they should have just made it a regular price, or even just a tiny, like maybe $20 more than the base console, like basically for the paying for the game. But that high of a price, I think that they really missed the mark in trying to get people to pick it up just for collection purposes.
Yeah.
I think the pricing is gonna. The pricing seems to be what's hurting Microsoft here lately with their big big deals that they have, like the big. I don't know. It's just kind of. It's like they're just missing the mark here and there, little by little things here and there just seem to be not what people are really wanting, and that's what is so frustrating to me.
Dude, that painkiller wore out before I drank those two.
And then what's crazy is you'll see like these companies, like these third-party companies, market a custom Xbox for I don't know, a custom Xbox for a game, but it's only by limited run, and it's only for for a chance to win it. Like, why not actually make it to where you can actually, buy it? I think that's where they're failing. I think that they should have actually, made it to where you can buy it. Oh shit!
If they're going to do a version of these consoles to where you can only win it, let it truly be a one-off. Like, let it be something that you're not going to re-release later down the line, right? Like, let it be a platinum version. Like, you see a Destiny 2 bundle, but it's not white, it's platinum, and it's etched in. Like, shit like is really high-end, and that people are going to want. Like, if they know that it's only like a one-off, dude, motherfuckers will line up for days to purchase that shit.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be a win, shit, that restaurant or that chain is going to be extremely successful for like about a month. Like, I hate their giveaways, dude. I hate Microsoft's giveaways because their shit is done so cheaply. Like, there is no effort put into it. Remember the Kinect? Like, you had a chance of winning one of those pieces of shit, like, not once, but 2 to 3 times during the giveaway if you ate at fucking McDonald's a lot. Like, it was kind of ridiculous, actually. I had, like, almost all my friends actually win that shit the day one of their fucking, their giveaway. So, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's almost like they just don't want to try anymore. I mean, that's what it feels like. God damn it, I keep falling off. Yeah, it feels like they don't even want to try anymore for their marketing, dude. It's like, well, we released all these versions, and let's just, Xbox One X is coming around the corner. Do we really need to advertise it, guys? I mean, everybody kind of knows about it, right?
Yeah, it just seems weird. It's like they just don't have a clue. It's just kind of weird to me. I don't know. They're just not where they could be hitting strides. They're not, and where they shouldn't be trying. It seems like they're trying really hard.
Yeah.
It just I don't know. It's like
they're not being poured into the right areas of this.
Yeah, I mean, as far as from a consumer standpoint, that's what it feels like for sure. It just feels like that they're really not like focusing on the areas that they really need to be focusing on to keep the consumer happy. Now, of course, you have the apologist crowd that whatever Microsoft does, they're just like, yeah, fuck me some more. That felt good. But like you actually have like the legitimate consumers that are just like going, please, but I mean, I listened to an Xbox podcast today, and they were actually most of them on there. There was one guy that wanted to like keep taking dicks at Sony or whatever, but the rest of them were all like going, man, Xbox has really got to do something. They've got to start locking down games. They've got to start doing something, because the more and more they keep doing what they're doing, the more and more people are like putting them as like a third place in their mind. They're not even really thinking about Xbox anymore. And it was really kind of nice to actually find Xbox people that actually care enough about the damn brand that they're actually are willing to be critical of it and not just accept whatever the hell they're doing as some sort of god tier movement that their Xbox just knows best.
But why?
Well,
why be that way though? Why fucking be a mindless individual? Why can't you, not you per se, but like people that are like that usually watch us or they're involved with us in some way or another. Why can't you be critical? Why aren't you allowed to question the very thing you love most?
Don't ask me, man.
Why?
I wish that I could understand what the hell they go through when making that decision.
This generation of gaming has been more fucking cancerous than any other, it feels like. I don't even think I was blocked this much, even when the PlayStation 3 came out, dude. Like, I've been blocked by, like, all of my own Xbox guys for, like, the last year now.
Yeah.
I mean, all because I questioned Microsoft or I called them out on Twitter. Evidently, that makes me a bad guy.
Yep.
It's like...
It makes you a pony. It's like, all of a sudden...
I have a PlayStation 4, but I don't fucking play the thing!
Yeah, I know. It's like, but I mean, to them, it's almost like, kind of like the whole... the very far leftists in the political spectrum. It's either you're with us, or by God, you're against us. And when I say against us, it means you're the worst possible thing against us.
And being with them means you got to continue to get fucked by them over and over.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing, is like they're just willing to sit back and just allow Microsoft to do whatever. Like, these are the same people that were making fun of Nintendo and going through a drought with the Wii U. And now that they're going through a drought, they're like going, well, yeah, but Microsoft is doing great, man. They're bringing us towards the 7 in October, and Cuphead. Yeah, but in the meantime, yeah, we got plenty to play. The X will have the best versions. They're just accepting of anything. They're not even asking, like, why are we going through this drought? Why are we going this long without a single game from you? Why did Phantom Dust get launched as a fucking original Xbox game without any fucking updates?
While the fucking franchise remaster got canceled.
Yes.
That is fucking astounding. And by the way, it's not really that good of a game. I mean, I tried it. I tried it, and my fellow Xbox guys would have you believe that is the best fucking game since sliced bread was invented. Like, I tried to get into it, and I was just like, I was bored with it. I was like, okay. And the buy to play is strong in that game. Like, oh my god. Like, I don't even want to get into the microtransactions. It's cancerous.
Oh no, it's definitely pay to play on that one. And Halo Storm, how about you actually follow me on Twitter to find out actually what I do? Because I call out Dobby Potter. I would call out the PlayStation Legion if they actually were man enough to actually not block me. And I even called out a guy today talking about making fun of Xbox guys, saying, because he said that the Xbox guys would actually have you believe that Cuphead's the best game ever this year, and it's the greatest thing ever. And he posts up fucking review scores of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Persona 5 and Cuphead, showing that those two actually have a higher review score. And I called him out for his stupidity, talking about how, like, somehow, like, a score made by people that shoot health packs and that can't pass a tutorial in a fucking level somehow make a game better than the other. I call people out like that on the PlayStation side all the time, so fuck off with the damn thing that I'm an apologist for PlayStation. Fuck that. I call out PlayStation plenty of times. Give me a reason why I need to call out PlayStation right now. And please don't say, because I can't change my fucking ID. Who the fuck cares?
Yo, seriously though? Like, I call out my fellow Xbox guys on Twitter, so does Shane, all the fucking time. We've been blocked. We've been fucking... Oh, dude, like, everything you can imagine. Even by the lower levels of scum here on YouTube, they have fucking managed to fuck with us. Like, and they're like, you would think, if we were truly tribalistic, that I would be sucking these dudes' dicks off. Because they also own Xbox, you know what I mean? I mean... That's why I say to question everything. Question the brands that you like. I mean, I know a few episodes, like, and I know because fucking I read the comments. Some of you guys were saying on the old channel that Rambo was coming off as kind of ponyish. And it's like, why? Why? Because he doesn't see the same things as you, right? Like, is that why? Because he doesn't. He's not like a Dobby Potter or a Pyro, where he sucks Sony's dick. Now he'll sit there and he will call out shit that's false, and I think that's admirable, because there are times where I do the same shit with Microsoft guys, same with Shane. We call out things that are false. We're not saying that the brand itself is shit when we do it. We're just saying, hey, this guy's fucking stupid. Don't be listening to him. Use your own common sense. It's not like we're saying this person's wrong, the brand sucks. We're not saying that at all. We're just saying this person's wrong, and that's it.
And Halo Storm, whenever, what's my opinion on EA Access? I personally like to, with me, I don't care anything about EA Access because it's mainly filled with sports games. I actually am an EA Access subscriber, weirdly enough, on Xbox. But whenever Sony actually said, I didn't have my Twitter at the time, when Sony said no to that, and their excuse they gave, which I even when people question me to this day, I say it's fucking bullshit. Because there's absolutely no reason at all why they could not have EA Access on their damn game, on their damn system. It's a choice that people have to buy. I mean, who the fuck are they worried about? Like, it's EA. They're not going to really be competing with EA. They should have actually had EA Access on their console, and I think they eventually will, and they should. Like, there's no reason why.
I have EA Access. I like it. I think it's pretty good.
Well, I mean, it's just not for me. I'm not a like I told you, like Madden 18 was the first Madden I bought since the PS2, and I don't play any of the other sports games. And if you look at EA Access, aside from their backwards compatible games that are on there, the main stuff that's on there are sports games. Like, you get, of course, the occasional Star Wars Battlefront and the Battlefields and stuff like that, but for the most part, it is sports games. And I'm not really a sports game person, and most of the games that I've actually that are on EA Access that aren't sports games, I've already owned and played. So by the time they come there and they're free, you know, I've already played them. I'm not really worried about, you know, downloading them for free on there. So, and restricted mod support for Fallout 4 and Skyrim. First of all, I think the mods that the console has for those two games are a fucking joke. I don't really think that they should have even brought mod support to consoles.
I agree.
Not until they could have implemented it fully.
Yeah, not until they actually could have made it. That's what my next sentence was. Not until they actually could have made it to where they were actually fucking true mods. I think that Sony was actually right in what they said about that. About they wanted some sort of quality control with it, because the mods that were coming were. There's a big chance with some mods that you're gonna download something that could be a virus, or that could fuck up your system. And I think that the only thing they wanted to do was actually just have some sort of quality control on that. But I think that neither should have ever happened. It should never have even been a discussion until these consoles were actually powerful enough to actually run the fucking mods. And so, I mean, I don't know. I don't use mods. They're not really anything to me. I even when I played on PC for 8 months straight, the only mod I used on PC was to make Watch Dogs look like the Watch Dogs of the premiere trailer. Other than that, I didn't touch mods. I really didn't understand how.
Hey guys, hold that thought for me real quick. I'm having some crazy like OBS issues.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop and start real quick.
Brim.
Oh my god, what is up with this, dude? Like, I'm having.
The internet.
You're a peasant.
Dude, I'm having high encoding issues like a motherfucker right now, dude. Yo, like, I don't know what the deal is.